Hey everybody, welcome to the Fat Thor podcast here. I am your host Andy Gunnin, and with me co-host Jody Cieutat. Welcome back to the Fat Thor podcast. It is a good day here. We are going live. So those of you, if you're watching, which nobody's watching right now, but on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going live. We're going to start recording these at different times because we have different schedules and they're constantly changing in this world we call the entertainment world. Actually, the world in general, because everything's changing so fast about how to make money, when you work, when you can't work, and that kind of stuff. So we're just going to do it as and when we can. And 2 o'clock's the best thing for both of us right now today.
Sounds good.
And we might decide to not go live anymore and just record and upload to Spotify and our other 18 platforms, Apple Podcasts and all that. So, so if you want to keep us on here and keep us going live on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch, interact, watch. But we might be changing some things here. A lot of it schedule. As most of you know, I'm a stand-up comedian. I've been working in the film industry. Jody's worked in the film industry. He's doing stuff independently. What other stuff are you doing right now? So I don't
Just doing the
overtalk.
car wash stuff and goofing with the TikTok.
And goofing with the
About
TikTok. So, and trying to do this 8 o'clock at night kind of cuts into me doing stage time and some things and show times. And I got to make some money because my gig, my Monday through Friday gig came to an end. It was seasonal. We knew that. So I got to figure something else out. So this works best for us. So we're just going to record and go from there. Either you're with us or you're not, or you can go to Spotify. You can go to iHeartRadio. You can go to Apple Podcasts. You can go to about 17 other platforms we're on. Check us out. But the two main ones, Apple Podcasts and Spotify, those are our two main ones we want you to go to. They're the two top ones out there, and the two top ones we actually get views and trend from. So please go check us out on those two and then give us reviews on those. I could care less about the rest of them. Honestly, could care less. Let's just hone in on one or two. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
So anyways, welcome back. It's another week. I've had a busy week. I know you've probably had a busy week. You've been driving all over the place, Jody. What have you been doing, brother?
Finally got done with the Blairsville crap. We went up there.
What Blairsville
We went up there.
crap
We
is
went
that?
up there to get the horse. We come back. We went up there to get fencing. Come back, and went up to get more fencing and come back.
This is about the new horse you have.
Yes, the lady gave me like $8,000 worth of free stuff.
Oh, okay. So she's still giving you stuff besides the free horse.
Yeah. We have enough fence panels to fence him in and make a round pen and all kinds of crap.
Dude, that's solid. That's not.
Yeah.
You basically got a made ready pet and enclosure. That's awesome.
It's been crazy.
So how is the horse doing?
It's doing good. We go to the vet next week to make sure what it has is what it has and go from there.
Now, what type of horse is it again? I forget.
It's a Welsh Shetland.
Welsh Shetland. I knew it was Shetland, but I knew there was a specific Shetland.
I didn't know there was a difference either.
Yeah, Shetland ponies. I've always made the joke Shetland pony, but apparently, if you get Welsh, it's a higher breed. Welsh. Welcome to the Welsh Shetland pony world. So, your pony is more sophisticated. Thank you.
Yes.
Than the rest of these white trash ponies.
Yes, exactly.
We don't have no backwoods white trash pony. We have a Welsh Shetland one. Comes from the royal lineage of breeds of ponies of the Welsh. So you've been back and forth to Blairsville, getting okay. That makes sense about you. I mean, I saw you post something. You're going back and forth to Blairsville. I was like, what the hell is he doing? I was like, God only knows. I said, I'll ask him on the podcast.
Well, it's 18 hours worth of driving up there and back.
Holy smokes!
Yeah. It's been fun.
Dude, that's a lot of gas money.
That's a lot of gas money. That is, yeah.
A lot of gas money. Matter of fact, my wife brought that up last couple of days because we were looking at finances and stuff, and we were like, "Holy cow, money's going faster!" But it's everything's finally caught up. I don't what is that? I don't know what that is. But everything's finally caught up. I hit something. I think it's finally we knew it was there. We knew it was hitting, but now I think we finally see it hitting
Yeah.
more the gas and the groceries and stuff because it's
I
like,
think a lot of people are seeing it because you're starting to see a lot more houses up for sale.
well, not only they're for sale, they're not moving as fast.
Yeah.
And I've got buddies in the industry, building industry, because that's where I come from for over 30 years, or
Oh.
pretty much my whole life. And I talked to a buddy of mine last week. He's like, yeah, man, sales are slowing up. The price of houses, you're not getting these crazy offers anymore.
Yeah.
People are trying to actually bid below the market value. People are, it's slowing up. He said, he's a builder, and he also builds cabinets and stuff. He said, I'm busy, and because a lot of guys are still busy and got work, about a year or two out. He said, but we're seeing a very slow, and it's happening. And he goes, it's going to hit the wall. And I said, yeah, I said, it's got to hit the wall. And it's finally showing up. When you started going to the grocery store about a month or two, a couple months ago, and all of a sudden, my wife's like, why are we spending $300 and you're taking coupons? I go, and look at the buggy, it's not even full.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that we're not buying high end meat or anything. And it's
we
like
went to Walmart yesterday, and it was like $430.
How much?
$430.
What did you get for $430? I mean, you don't have to be all the detail, but just an overview.
We got like maybe 3.5 meals.
3.5 meals.
And then odd and then small crap.
Yeah, that's kind of pretty much what I thought you were going to tell me.
Yeah.
Not nothing crazy, nothing extravagant, nothing. No impulse buying.
Where it should have been like 180, 200. It's double that.
Oh yeah, and normally, and I've always gone to the grocery. I do the grocery store shopping typically because I cook, and I'm the one that cooks and keeps, and control that. Because during the day I have some freedom, so that way I'll go do it, and then and then go to work. Or there's always one a day in the week because usually my off days. It's weird now because I'm in this entertainment world thing. My off days are like Mondays if I'm not on set somewhere, or a random Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, depending on what I'm doing and what's going on. And but Thursdays through Sunday, I'm off doing shows. I'm at clubs. I'm traveling. I'm doing whatever. So yeah. And then my wife's like, well, all of a sudden we're going $300, because typically my average, even with coupons, and I would coupon the hell out of stuff and clip the coupons, on the virtual thing and all that. And I would always have fun. Like it total up 300, and then I'd put my number in and it go all the way down.
Yeah.
Like 150. 150 was about my average. 150.
Yeah.
Okay, it's about my average. If I splurge to buy some meat deals, it might go to close to 200, to put in the freezer because I bought some, whole meat things, got them cut up and throw them away, stored them away. But she goes, how do we go to 150, 300? Go ask freaking government. Go ask Biden. Go ask inflation, because that's where we're at. And I said, I'm not buying anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not. And I went to Sam's, got her 3 cases of Coke and got some chlorine for the pool. $300. 4 items, $300. So
it's getting a little much.
It's getting much, and she started freaking out. We're getting, because we started draining the account fat, and I'm like, we're not doing anything crazy.
Different.
She's like, well, we got to cut back. I go, cut back on what?
Yeah.
We don't go out to eat no more. We haven't gone out and eaten in a couple of years. I don't go hang out at the bar with my buddies and spend $50-$60 anymore. We hang out at the pool. I go, we're not spending. I mean, we decided to do a couple little remodel things around the house. Go ahead and knock those out. But we understand that because we had the money. We were like, okay, let's do that. But she goes, but for the average, I go, we can cut and cut and cut. We're just going to be cutting everything to not be able to do anything here at the house. I mean, what are we going to cut?
Yeah. How much further can you go?
Yeah. I mean, we live comfortably, but we're not going out to eat. We're not doing all that other crap we used to do, which is going out to eat, going and all this. We went to a concert last Friday because we got free tickets from a friend. And it's like, okay, let's go do that. We still spent almost $60-$70 there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you still going to spend some money.
Right. But it was like, and it was her birthday. So it was like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah, exactly.
And we still spent about $100, but that's still cheap. Still cheap in the grand scheme of things. And it's like, what is there to cut? What is there to cut? There's nothing to cut. Just cut the AC off. Let's just cut the AC off totally. Cut the electricity off. Yeah. Our major expenses around the house realistically is the house note, the car notes, and the electricity, and then the food bill. It's like, so what are you going to cut out? We got to have the cars.
Yeah.
I've got to drive the shows because you know how much you spent last month, because July was my biggest busiest month And it typically is. It's weird why July is so busy for comedy for me, but it last month was even busier because I was all over the place. I think I counted like 50 something shows, 60 something shows,
Wow.
and I was all over. And she goes, you know, what you spent in gas? I said, yeah, about 350, $400 almost. And she goes, yeah. And I go, yeah, that's what it costs to fill up the car and go. And she goes, I said, but I'm not typically that busy every month.
Yeah.
But I'd like to be. But at the same time, you start looking at cost of that and then what comedy pays. You basically at the end of the day, unless you can work out a deal with these, and that's where comedy's going to really hit a wall here, is because these places are paying, you know, maybe $50 to come to a show, $100, 150, 200, you know, and by the time you get there, you've spent enough in gas there and back. You don't make anything.
Yeah.
You broke even if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And we were talking about going in debt before, you know, comics going in debt before. Now it's even worse because now they're only getting, now we're still like, I got 15 offers to go do shows in the last couple of days, and they're all over the country, and they're paying between 100, 200 a show, a set.
Yeah.
And I did the math. It's by the time I go drive there and drive back, that money's gone.
Yeah.
There's no hotel money included in this. So now I got to sell stuff. And I've got stickers to sell to ask, you know, for if you'd like to help me with gas. If you put on a good show, people typically will. And I get tips at show. And I've just always felt bad about getting tips and then not having something to handle. So I've got stickers now to handle. And say, hey, thanks for appreciate it. Help me out with gas. And it's a real thing. Help me out with gas. Because, I mean, that is literally, I've got to get back home because anything I make off these stickers or you tip me is pretty much what I'm putting in my pocket now because gas is eating it up so much. So now I'm having to strategically look at all the shows but even going to do local shows where we live here in Atlanta, like I'm going to go to one tonight. I've got to work out a plan to make money on the way up there, do the show and come back because it's going to cost me $30, $40 to go up there in gas. It's going to cost me 30. Think about this.
Yeah.
To drive where we live, we live here close to Atlanta. My house is 35 miles from downtown Atlanta. To drive 70 miles up there and back, wear, tear, and all that stuff. By the time you end up the gas, I'll spend $20, $25 in gas, $30 in gas to do a show. I'm probably
that's the thing. Do you do that or do you go work at McDonald's?
Right. Exactly. And you know, exactly. It's like, you know, it's ridiculous. But at the same time, I've got other things I'm doing to make money and working on other things. And that's why we're recording this early, so I can go do those other things to make money.
Everything balances out.
So it can balance out. So everything can balance out. Because if I don't get paid for tonight's show, then you know, the next show, you know, and I balance everything. And I don't do a lot of free shows anymore, but you still got to go do open mics and work material out. You still got to go to places and work that material out and figure out if it works or not and get it better and honed in. So when for the paid shows, you go and deliver what you promised and what they're paying you for and to hopefully make some more money and merchandise sales and hopefully followers. So, but and on top of that is, you know, and it's like yesterday when I went to go do the commercial. You asked me about the commercial. A lot of people may have seen my post. I don't know who's watching this right now. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, share. The 4 people that are. Thank you. Ask a question, comment about anything. We'll read it. I'll give you a shout out. So I went to do a commercial yesterday. And I was like, hey, I got a national commercial, which it is a national commercial with a nationally corporate company. It's a pizza company. And I was real excited about it. And they told us, you know, what the thing was. They only brought like 5 of us in to do this one scene. And we're like, great. We're excited. All of us are. And the other, all the people that were with me were professional actors. They all have agents. I was the only guy in the room that didn't have an agent. And they were like, holy cow. So, yeah, you've been there. You've been there. And so, so we're sitting there and I'm excited about this. I'm like, I mean, the money was good. The money was great. And I was excited about the money. I was like, holy cow, it's finally a good payday on one of these sets. Holy cow. But I'm more excited about it. I just want to be seen on it because this thing's going national. It's a big national commercial for their next big promo that's coming out. And I was like, okay, we're on that set. But to drive up there, so I had to drive up there and back. So I'd spend about a quarter tank of gas. What's a quarter tank now? Quarter tank is about $20, $25.
Yeah. That used to fill the whole car up.
Yeah. And then I had to go get a COVID test and come back the day before. So I'm about $50 deep or 40, $50 deep in gas. By the time I COVID tested on Monday to set on Wednesday. And then you do the math of what they're paying you. It's like that you've already spent $50 just to work one day on a set. So it had better pay and be worth it. Because some of these don't, as you know.
No, they don't.
Some you know this as well as I.
Yeah.
You know this even better.
Yeah.
They don't. So, you know, you
That's
really
why I
got
stopped doing background work.
right.
I
But
mean,
this was just a non-line part. This was considered a background. It was just no lines.
Yeah.
But they were paying us about three
the
times
good money.
Three times what we normally you would make as a background person.
Yeah.
About 3.5 times more. So I was like, heck yeah, this is worth it. And I'm shocked as hell I even got it. Okay, because normally this guy does not get that stuff. I submit, I never get it. I never get a call back. But anyways, it was so disorganized yesterday, but it was crazy. They got it, and we had 3 hours of rain delays because of lightning. Anytime it lightnings anywhere within 4 miles of a set, they have to shut down and all that. So we go through the whole day. We're all sitting there. Our call time was 8 a.m. on set. Get there. They feed us breakfast. They fed us lunch. We sat there. And we sat and when they rented this person's house out, and we sat in their son's room, the 5 of us. And they luckily this kid had a nice big bedroom. And he had a couch in there. That tells you how big the room is. And it's air conditioned. Well, I can't complain. And we sat in there. So I basically sat in a little boy's room all day and got paid to sit in a little boy's room. I know that sounds bad and weird, but I
wouldn't tell everybody that.
No.
Yeah.
And so we're getting through the day. We're going, what's going on? What's going on? Well, they had these kid actors for a scene that's supposed to be in conjunction with our scene.
Yeah.
And kids can only be on set to a certain time of the day. And their call time was 9. They had to be all set by 7. All set, period, in discussion. Yeah. Especially because it was the second day of filming. So after the second day, they had to provide schooling and all this stuff. It's a whole nother thing. We'll talk about all that details on another show. So the moms are getting pissed because they're not going to have time to do this because they sent us all over to this one park area to film it.
Yeah.
We're standing there. We're like, I don't know. And the kids are starting to get disappointed. They're getting upset. And they're like, the moms are getting mad. It's not the money. It's like they really wanted to be on this. We've been here since 9. Why did they bring us in at 9? Why didn't they bring us in at 12? Yada, yada, yada. They had like 10 minutes left. They start filling the kids like maniacs. And then they go, okay, they get them all set at 7. They're like, get the hell gone. And then they keep us there. So I'm like, okay, our scene's next. But it's starting to get dark. And I'm like, okay, this is supposed to be a daytime shoot. What's going on? What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? What's happening? And we're all sitting there going, they walk over to us at 7:45, which we're slated for 12 hours. We're slated for 12 hours. That's we were X amount over 12. And I said, if they keep us here all the way to the 12th hour and then tell us that we're not doing our scene, that's going to be fucking pissed. Sure shit. Then 45, they go, you're wrapped. They go, wait, you didn't do our scene. And they go, nope, y'all are wrapped. But they go, well, y'all still get paid. And they go, I would rather be seen right now at the time I spent up here than be paid what you're paying me. Because now I'm not going to be seen. And they go, well, you still get paid, and you still got paid from the commercial. You still worked here. I said, worked? I sat here and ate all day. I said, I know what the work is. And I was like, and we were like, and then it was so disorganized.
Welcome to the film industry.
Welcome to the film industry. I've had it happen before, and I'm not cared. But I'm like, this is a national commercial. Come on now.
I was filming Ant-Man and the Wasp. And I showed up and had to show up. I had to be there like 8 o'clock. I was there till probably about 4 o'clock. The assistant director walks around. He said, Jody. I said, yes, sir. What are you here for? I said, do what? I didn't schedule you for today. I said, yeah, you did. So I had sat there that whole day for absolutely nothing. So I got paid and they sent me home.
Well, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. I mean, but you worked on it a lot more, and you were on the back end anyways. You were working on back end stuff. So, I mean, and it was like, but it's going on my resume. I was there, whether they cut me or not. I hit the editing room floor or didn't film it. That nobody knows, but not everybody knows because it's on the podcast. But I don't care. I got paid. I got selected. I was there all day. I spent almost 12 hours there for our scene to get cut last second. Yeah. But I will say this: I was glad for the 2 kids because the one boy, he was just so, and he's done other commercials, and his mom was like, he was so excited about this one. He's done a bunch of other stuff when he was little, and stuff, and he's kind of getting older, so he's not getting selected as much. But he was like, because this is like he hadn't had a commercial in like 2 years, because now he's like at 13, about to go 14, which the rules change. So he was like really excited about getting this to kind of go, okay, I know what I got to do next. And so I was glad to see that because he was a solid kid, good kid. And so I was glad they did. And we even said, look, if they get the kids, they don't get us, it'll be fine. But, but it was a bunch of disorganization and everything.
I'm still going to complain.
Yeah, I'm still going to bitch. Everybody else on set was bitching, so I'll bitch too. You can't fire me.
As well.
Last day, only day.
Yeah.
Last day, only day.
Yeah.
Watch me get a Domino's or I said the word. Oh, I said it. Watch me get another pizza commercial down the road. I accidentally slipped out. I don't care. I signed the contract. Y'all didn't use me. Y'all can suck it. Actually, the contract they made us sign, they didn't send over the contract until we got there, and it was so we pulled it up on our phone. It was so small I couldn't read it. I was like, I don't know what I'm signing.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I don't give a shit anymore. I was like, I'm like, what are you going to do? Come sue me? I'm like, I'm not going to tell the storyboard, which is I read the storyboard. I'm not going to tell the storyboard. I'm just going to say, hey, Domino's screwed me over. Actually, the Domino's didn't do it. It was the company filming it. Yeah. Domino's wasn't in charge.
Man, some of them sets are so crazy.
Oh, dude, it was. I was laughing. I had a great day. I wasn't stressed out. But man, everybody on set was. I mean, the PA, everybody was pissed off from go at 8 a.m. They were pissed, yelling. I was like, y'all need to chill the.
And I've had a lot of PAs that are like, why are you so happy? I'm like, well, I ain't got your job. I just sit here and wait.
Yeah, you get to get yelled at, and everything's your fault, and you've got to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a. Of you who saw the post want to know, and those of you here, you know the information, or those of you listening, you know I won't be seen, but I got paid. But it's one thing. So, and that's the thing about this thing. We work for a day, and then we don't have another job the next day. Nothing's guaranteed, and you try to book out stuff and not far enough ahead of time. See, look, they keep asking me. So I just got another request up in Iowa to do a show for $150, and there's no lodging. So think about this: if I had to drive from Georgia to Iowa, round trip, it's more than $150. It's probably all of $150.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably all of it because fill up my truck there and back, probably two. Yeah, it's all the 150, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah. And then where you gonna sleep?
Yeah, exactly. So but the key is the string of enough shows together while you're going up there and back, and then that comes to work is to make it work out. And there's a lot of comments that can do that. I have not, I haven't built that up yet. I'm working on building that up. It's happening slowly. I want to do as many shows as I can, but you got to be real strategic now, and especially with gas. So now what we're having to do now is budget more than we already had. We did kind of really have a budget, but we kind of kept certain things in line, and we knew what we were spending. But now we're squeezing ourselves down on the stuff. It's like, well, if we squeeze down on gas, we squeeze down on food, which food, that's fine. Okay, we can do a little bit better managing food and meals, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
That might help us a little bit. But realistically, the next big expense is gas. Me going back and forth to jobs and doing work, unless you work from home, which my wife works from home. Thank the Lord. And praise God. But if I was still doing my construction job, I would drive 250 miles a day, 300 miles a day. I used to spend about, oh God, the number was big, man. And that was back before gas was ever $3. I would spend probably about $250 of gas a week. Yeah. Okay. So you do that math at the prices then, now it's $500 a week. Or you have to start strategically going, I'm only going to go to job sites and look at your job sites or look at your problems, Mr. Customer, when I can either pile up a bunch of them, or you can take a picture and send it to me. Which the beauty of these things now, and the cameras and phones, you can kind of circumnavigate and thwart some of that stuff, and then send somebody out, which I was doing before. But now, holy cow, it's crazy. Like I got some buddies of mine helping me do some remodel stuff around here, and I'm like, guys, I don't want you coming for one thing. I want you to come and do two things, or plan your trips out, knock the job out. I don't want you to have to come back and forth multiple times. So let's plan it to where you can efficiently manage your fuel and cost.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't feel so bad. I don't, and I understand what's going on. And I'd rather you go, hey, you know, we're going to come do this day. We're going to start at this time. We're just going to knock it out till we're done, and then we're going to get the heck on.
Yeah.
High five, brother. I understand.
Exactly.
Most people don't. Most people in this world don't.
Well, they want it done. They want it done now.
Yeah. And then no matter if it takes 50 million trips and gas.
Exactly.
And their friend, their buddies of mine, they've worked for me. They've done work for me in the past, and we can have those conversations. But most of America, when some people are like, I can't find nobody good. It's like, no, because you don't want to pay, number one, and number two, you don't understand what it's taking to get stuff done now.
Yeah.
And prices are changing every day. And literally, my buddy priced me out on some stuff, building some stuff for me and doing a few things. I just don't have a table saw and a few other things to do. And I was too busy. And I was like, hey, man, knock this out for me. He's like, yep. And he goes, okay, here's the price today. I need to go buy it by Saturday. So before the plywood and for this and that. I was like, I'll go get it. Here's some cash. Go get it, man. Go get it. Start building it. Start doing what we need to do, because I get it, man. It's changing every day. It's not getting better. It's getting worse.
No, it's getting better. Don't you watch the news?
Oh, better, because we've got about 83 IRS agents that are freaking armed to the teeth, more than the U.S. Army.
Yeah, smart thinking.
Yeah. Oh no.
Technical difficulty there's. Momentary pause here.
I'm going to glue this microphone. I swear to God. The cord fell out again. So anyway, yeah, armed to the teeth. Yeah. What do you say? We said IRS, something about, to the teeth. Oh yeah, armed to the teeth. Yeah. Yeah. Small army, take them on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are tax collectors now like the Romans back in the Roman time, when they used to come collect with spears and threaten people? Why? Oh, because they're going to come to your house. Yeah. Guess what? They are.
Yeah. Well, they're wanting to get in your house. They want to start looking for other crap.
Yep. We're about to see some weird shit, dude. We're about to see some weird stuff happen. Yep. People are like, what? And I'm like, when have accountants ever needed guns to the level of $80 billion?
Yeah.
They're spending $80 billion on people and guns, and they've already bought a ton. They've already bought several $100 million worth. Yeah. They started that back under Obama and stuff, but then they started funneling money over there months ago again. Millions of dollars months and months ago, and started buying more stuff and stockpiling it up.
Yeah.
And
but we don't need it.
We don't need it.
Yeah, we don't need it.
The $700 billion and that $80 billion they're spending there, the American people don't need it. The economy doesn't need it. And when I say economy, I mean throwing it into things to fund construction, to construct building, because that's what fuels the world, or towards oil and the independence of oil and getting prices down, or food prices down. Let's put that. Let's figure that out. No. It gets hot in Miami, and sometimes places flood and get tornadoes. So we need to get control of the weather. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You say, the.
I'm gonna super glue that cord.
Super glue this cord. I swear to God, I'm
super glue it.
Anyways, yeah, so that's what we need. So it's going to be really interesting to see, because what happens next quarter.
Yeah.
Which is coming around the corner. And if no one believes us, you can go to here. I'll pull up the links just so we don't get shut down. Now that we have a huge fan base, but I want everybody to understand this is real. You can go to, I actually posted the link up because there was a guy this morning, a friend of mine posted some stuff, and the guy made a comment, and I said, no, let me send you some links real quick, buddy. And he was like, what? And he goes, holy cow. He goes, this thing is real. It's in Forbes. So if you go to Forbes or just type in retirement railroad fund, there's a railroad retirement. There's a railroad retirement board. There's the board. Where's the thing? There's a thing called the Railroad Retirement Board, and it's for railroads and things like that. Well, under the Railroad Retirement Board, they started buying all these guns, hundreds of $millions, and funneling it to the IRS. Why would they do that? Why would they go through the Railroad Retirement Board? Because nobody's looking. Why would the Railroad Retirement Board be in conjunction? Because they're getting paid, and because nobody would be looking at the Railroad Retirement Board.
Exactly.
Who would think about going to look at the Railroad Retirement Board or anything like that unless you work in the railroad? And not a lot of people work in the railroad. So it's not a conspiracy, not a thing. It's just, and then all of a sudden now on the IRS website, they're hiring 83,000 people, and it says be ready to be willing and able to use deadly force when necessary.
It's great.
When did accountants become Navy SEAL operatives?
Yeah. You don't want to give teachers that responsibility.
And we don't want to give protection to schools, or hey, let's put armed people, or let's put more police and fund some more police. Oh, because we defunded the police because the police are bad, but our schools are getting shot up. But we got to have a solution. And the problem is John Q. Public, why our kids are getting shot at school. But yet you want to defund the police. Hold on, look.
It makes sense somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere.
Yeah. To who? People that have no brain?
Yeah.
People that don't have any common sense that can't say, hey, okay, we need some more police people. I'd rather have an armed dude there with an AR and a 45 on his side, got a few magazines, and a Kevlar vest ready to, getting paid decent a year. Getting paid 85, 95, 100,000 a year to stand there and protect kids from anything.
Even if he does nothing.
If he does nothing but stand there. Yeah. I don't give a shit. Yeah. As long as he's there, he's there. I don't have kids in school anymore.
Yeah.
Other than my stepdaughter in high school. But I promise you, there's an elementary school right here behind me. There's a preschool right over here behind me. Don't think for 2 seconds I hear shots being popped off, I won't go grab mine and go running.
Yeah.
But they actually have a cop over here at this elementary school because we live in a county that actually has some sense. But my point is like, I don't know how we got down this. I guess because it's been a hot topic and it's finally, and I'm finally glad that it's finally coming to the surface. And people are going, what's going on? I heard about this weeks ago. We started looking into it weeks ago. We started telling people, hey, look at this. Look into this. This is happening. This has been happening.
They give just enough information to leak it little by little.
Yep.
That nobody catches it unless you are looking.
And it was right before I started finding stuff. Right before they announced last Sunday they were spending the $700 billion. I'm like, where's all this going? So I started looking. I go, oh, we said $800 billion to IRS. Why? And then I was like, wait. There was that retirement railroad thing I found a few weeks back that they were buying ammunition and giving it to the IRS. Why is the IRS stockpiling up? Oh, well, here it is, $80 billion. Let's hire. Because Q. Our next quarter review's coming up, and where are we going to be at? And we are heavily into inflation. We're heavily into recession. We're heavily into another crash.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if it's going to be like 2008, but it's going to be a crash. It's going to be hit the wall.
Yeah.
And when that hits, there's going to be a lot of. I'm scared to speculate. I don't want to speculate. I'm just stating facts because you can go and look and read. It's all out there right now. It's going to be very interesting. And don't think so for a second that all of a sudden you start getting audited information. We're auditing you out of the blue, which they can and will. And people go, well, if you have nothing to hide, we got to be worried about it. Well, hey, let me tell you something. My dad was audited years ago, back in the 90s. He was a very successful sales guy. And he struggled in the 80s, but in the late 80s and 90s when the economy took off and he started making really, really good money. He was really smart in what he did. Your father built a business himself in trucking. Same thing with him. He took off, with the economy as well, building his trucking business. And when you're building and doing things good, you make money, and then you buy more stuff, and you grow your stuff, you grow your business, you grow your infrastructure, everything.
Exactly.
And my dad was a meticulous SOB about everything. He taught me to be meticulous. I am less meticulous than he is, but I was therefore. He taught me how to be meticulous, and I can be, and I will.
Yeah.
And he's always like, said, don't believe the government, don't believe, the tax people will come for you. Sure enough, they came for him. They audited, and we want to audit you. How did you go from making this all of a sudden this? Well, I'm in sales. I'm an independent sales guy. I'm an entrepreneur. The entrepreneur term had not been thrown around at that point, had not been really created. And he's like, I'm an independent person. He goes, and as the economy has grown, my business, and he showed like my sales went up, my money went up. I make X amount. This is the agreement I have with all my companies. Here's where I spend all my money. He had it meticulously written down. He had everything, because that was before we had big computers. We just had word processors and things like that. And they spent a week. So they made him bring in his accountant. He had an accountant, a very good accountant. And he brought his accountant in. And so he had to pay his accountant by the hour for the entire week.
Yep.
They were going through things, and he goes, I need just, and he made me sit in there with him one day just to see what could happen. And he goes, this is what happened to good people, Andy. They come after you when you make money. And I looked at this chick across the table, and they were like, because he said that out loud. And I was like, oh, okay. It's like, and I was like, screw you. Anyways, and he goes, I have nothing to hide. And so they spent, and so finally they get to the end, and my dad goes, so where have we found any issues that I have cheated the government or not paid enough? He goes, matter of fact, I've overpaid. And I have a number of $256,000 I've overpaid that you owe me.
Yeah.
They go, no, you owe us 200, or like something stupid, and he can sell the story better. 285,000, some 300,000 for our time for doing this. He said, you did this on your own. I didn't ask you to come here and audit my ass.
Yeah,
you did this because you saw my income went from this to this to this, and I bought this, and this.
Yeah.
So you thought you'd come in here, storm in here, scare the shit out of me that I didn't have representation, or I wasn't smart enough to keep meticulous records like I have.
Yeah.
So now we can either do one or two things. Go to court, which I'm going to sue your ass for this week. I'm going to sue your ass for my accountant's. I'm going to sue your ass, for this, and this.
Yeah.
And especially if you take me to court, because there's nothing and the judge throws it out. And I say, he goes, because that's where we're going next. That's what we have to. And they go, and so they argued, and they go, okay, well, we've decided we'll go ahead and just not charge you. My dad was, well, you owe me this. Here's what you owe me. So I expect this check.
Yeah.
And they had to turn around and cut him a check of what they did owe him because he overpaid and a few things. And I don't know if that number was correct, but I do remember the number of them trying to charge him money. And he's like, y'all audited me. So then, and he won. And he goes, I'm surprised I won. He goes, because all they had to say was like, no, we're going. They could have said, well, you have to pay no matter what, whether you like it or not. We're going to screw you over, which that's coming now. Here it's 2022. And now that's what's about to happen. No matter how good, and I see these people talking about on Facebook, hey, I do my taxes. I'm meticulous. Doesn't matter how meticulous you are, because they know you don't have enough money to go through the court thing. And all they got to do now is put handcuffs on you. We don't like what you're telling us or saying to us, which means, what is that? What is that? That's political overtaking. That is going, hey, you go to IRS, hey man, I don't owe you anything. They go, yeah, you do, because we're here. We say you do.
Yeah.
Oh, and we got guns. Oh, you got guns? We got guns too.
Yeah.
See, because they know the American public has guns, and they know they're going to darken some folks' doorsteps. And they're going to be like, if you go away, I've paid my taxes. And then they're going to know they're going to hold up a gun. So then they're going to hold up a gun. Yeah. And then they're going to come out and go, oh, well, that guy is not on our team. So he's shooting because he's a crazy gun owning lunatic. No, he's a man that is not going to get bullied and pushed around and taken down a path financially, that he can't afford. And he can't afford it, because all you're going to do is drown him in debt.
Exactly.
So that is a very dangerous slope. Now, I hope this doesn't happen. But why are we doing this? We got to ask the questions. Why are we arming? Why are we spending so much money on this when what needs to happen is the money after the last 2 years, or let's just say 2020, let's just say one freaking year. We gave out a ton of money to people. I'm not saying go give people checks to keep their lazy asses at home. I'm not saying that. I'm saying fund building, fund growth in certain ways in certain areas.
Yeah.
Not the areas that they're trying to do, which is absurd. Weather. Absurd weather. We need independence of oil. What's scary is what's fixing to happen, which I'm going to say this, is the ability, and I said this 2 years ago, and I told my wife, I said the ability for a person like myself and my father to independent, like yourself, Jody, and your father, to be able to independently create their own business and their own livelihood is going to be taken away.
Yeah, it's going. It's sad, but it's going.
Yeah, it's going away, and that's what they're coming after. I believe the government's coming after that finally, and I'm not saying
what kills you is they're coming after the middlemen, who are the ones that pay their salaries.
Yes.
I mean,
we're seeing it right now. Go ahead.
I don't know how they figure that's the smart idea, but apparently that's their brilliant thinking.
Well, how do you snuff out small restaurant business owners and food costs? You keep rising the cost of food to the point people can't afford to go out anymore, and they can't afford the rent, and they can't afford keeping the doors open.
Yeah.
I can't afford to go out to eat. Let me put it in this spectrum. I was up in Atlanta doing some stuff. Getting my COVID test for this movie shoot or the commercial shoot. And I was by the Varsity. We grew up with the Varsity here in Atlanta. Varsity is a staple. So I love the Varsity. I love it. It's one of my favorite places. I grew up as a kid going there. Field trips. It's nostalgic, all that. So I stopped in it because they have their chili in cans now. And I buy the cans. And the cans, by the way, the chili in the can tastes exactly like it does at Varsity, which is amazing. Because some places that when they can stuff like Skyline chili does not, it tastes like dog crap and doesn't taste like it is when you get it there. So I was like, I'm going to stop in here and get a couple of $5 cans because football season's coming up. I'm by the pool. I like some chili cheese dogs. So I went in to go get a couple of cans of chili. Well, just 6-7 months ago was $5. Guess how much the cans of chili are now?
Probably $8,
$8. They're $7.50, $8 with tax. I go, that is a 50% increase. They go, that's what we had to do to maintain what little bit we produce with this company because they went up on us. So we have to push it out on you. And I go, that's a 50% increase. So I turn around to go get my normal number 2, which is a chili cheeseburger, chili cheese dog with an onion ring or fry and a drink. That has slowly gone to $10 over the years. Yeah. The last time I was there, which was last year some point, 7 months ago, it was $11. Guess how much it was Monday?
Probably 14, 15.
100%. 14. Yeah. Yes, $14, $15 is what it is. What it was. I don't know what happened to my camera. My camera went out. Man, we're having all kinds of issues here. Well, at least you can hear me. That's all that matters. So, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, perfect. That's all that matters. As long as you can hear me, that's all that matters. But yeah, so that's weird. The camera went out, but I'm not worried about it. So yeah, so now it's $15. So it was literally $40 for me to get a lunch. So I got 2 cans. So it's over $30. I'm like, so then I look at it, I'm like, for a family of 4 to come up here to eat Varsity is $56. It's $60 now. Varsity.
How do you afford that? Yeah.
Varsity. This isn't Red Lobster. This isn't a sit-down place. This isn't, Longhorn. Let's put it that way. This isn't a steak dinner. This is burgers and fries, folks, and chili dogs.
And the sad thing is they're not even making that fortune off of that.
No, they're not.
Passed.
They're just getting passed on. That's all it's doing is getting passed on from them to us to you to everybody else. That's all that's happening.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening.
Well, it's like go to a gas station now and get your little 20-ounce drink.
Oh, I don't get 20-ounce drinks from from it anymore. It's crazy.
It has gotten ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely insanity. I don't know what's wrong with my camera, but I'm not really worried about it as long as everybody can hear me. So we're about the end of the show anyways. But yeah, no, it's absolutely insane. And I know people are like, oh, they're just bitching, but it's truth, man. Okay, so tax season is upon us. Taxman has ARs, grenades, Kevlar vests. They're coming in swinging like they're the Navy SEALs.
Yeah. And we're not supposed to defend ourselves.
We're not supposed to defend ourselves. It's wrong for us to have a gun.
Yeah.
Wrong for us to have a gun. There are a lot of questions. These are all questions. These are all facts. These are all things that you can go find right now. Forbes. I trust Forbes more over than most anything. Most people are like, Fox News is one side. I don't care. It's not about sides anymore. It's not blue or it's not red.
Yeah.
It's not that anymore. It's the government. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the government. It's we the people. We us. That's what they say, and that's what they're scared about is we the people. They want to keep in power. They want to keep in control. They want to be able to spend this money. We should be able to question why is this money being spent on weather and not us? Why is this money that is our money not being spent back into us, into our infrastructure, into making us better and great and a better economy and get us back on foot from being shut down and get jobs back down and get
you're wasting money on that, and you got vets coming back who are struggling. You got kids who can't eat because they ain't got the money to.
Mm-hmm.
But yet we're doing this.
Yep. That is correct, sir. That is 100% correct. So these are the questions. We were asking questions because that's what we're supposed to do and think about it. But they don't want questions asked, and they don't want you to think. They just want to say, hey, we did this for you.
Wait, they want to think for us.
Oh, you didn't do nothing for me, man. Here's what you're doing. You're sending the IRS coming to my house with guns and putting out there, hey, be allowed to use deadly force. Guess who did that? The Romans. The Romans did that back in the biblical days.
That was scare tactic to take over.
They'd come to your door. You pay the tax man. He'd stand there with a guard with a spear. If you didn't, you went to jail. Or they killed you on the spot.
Yeah.
They didn't want to kill you because they wanted your money.
Yeah.
But they would beat you and do all kinds of other things. And, that's why it says, beware of the tax man. And guess what? Beware of the tax man again. Only took a few thousand years. And guess what? We're back again.
What's that?
That's the scary part.
Repeats itself. Done disappeared again. You there?
History does nothing but repeat itself.
Exactly.
And we've always been told, be wary, history repeats itself. And it does. And of course,
unless you change the history books.
Unless you change it, and that's happening too, dude. Did you see what was happening? We'll talk about that on another podcast because that's got a lot of things. And I want to dig deeper into it before I start shooting my mouth off because I did read some things that I didn't. I'll shoot my mouth off about anything, but now at this point in time, I want to make sure my eyes are dotted across a little bit because I don't want anybody to come back and say, "Hey, you're saying things that are untrue." No, I'm questioning things that I'm reading, and I want to cover it across all platforms. I read all platforms. I don't read Facebook. I read if it takes me down a path of one way, I'll go find. I've got 6 to 8 different sources that I look at across the board. There's one or two I kind of trust, but I still double and cross check them amongst the other ones, and then come back to a reasonable. Okay, this is what the message is. I don't care who they're pointing the finger at, but this is what's happening.
Well, you read it all, and then whatever's in the middle, that's your correct information.
Exactly, and if that repeats itself more than 2 or 3 times, you've got the truth.
Exactly.
You've got the truth. But most people don't do that, and that's the thing. It was like the conversation.
Right, they click on Facebook, they open Facebook up and say, "Oh yeah, all right, there's my media. There's what I need to know."
No. You got to do deep dive search. And sometimes you have to go out of our country. Sometimes I've gone into BBC, like over into other countries, news organizations, and read what they are talking about us and watching going, hold up. Let me go back over here and check this because I have not heard that. and go back over here and you start Googling information and start traveling down a path and go, holy cow, this is right. They are right. Where was this in our news? Where was this in our news?
Well, it was like when my dad was in the Navy and they were supposed to be going somewhere. It's supposed to be a secret. And then they pull into the port and it's all in the media. It's in their newspapers that they knew they were coming.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Wild world we live in, and trying to muddle through and get through. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But we'll get off that topic. We only got a few minutes left. So hopefully that spurred somebody to go search, look, listen.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to, educate. I forgot to talk about our sponsors, sortaclassy.com on Instagram. So Facebook, you guys need anything for your wives, or your wives need some jewelry, some tops, some dresses, outfits, things like that. Go to sortaclassy.com, get gifts for them, get something for her, or say, hey, sortaclassy.com has some affordable earrings and that. And guess what? You don't have to spend gas to go to the store. She don't have to go to the store. She can shop and not spend any gas from the comfort of her own iPhone at home.
That's sweet.
Hey, man, it's all about gas, man. Dude, It's all about money, man. It's all about strategic. Oh, you know what I did see? I did see this. This was what was funny. There was a thing I read when I was going through all this stuff about the IRS and stuff and searching through all this stuff. I read an article that said the American public should be happy because gas has come down almost $1. I swear to God. It's now down to $3. I'm like, how about we get back to where it was? There, pudding cake.
It's still $1.50 too much.
Yeah, still $1.50 more than where we were. I remember when it was 85 cents when we were 16 years old.
Yes, exactly.
Well, when I was 16.
Yeah, it was right about that when I started driving.
Yeah. And so it's crazy. But so how's the TikTok world treating you, Jody?
It's slowing down, but it's kind of, I don't know. It's just there now.
Now you got a stable platform.
Yeah, we got something stable going on now.
You got a stable platform. I see your numbers are staying stable, which that's a good thing. It's a good thing that you're stable. I'm staying stable at right where I was at and been at for a while, and that's fine. I'm fixing to change some things, but that's good. It's good that it's kind of stabilized. You can't blow up too fast too soon.
Exactly.
You don't want to be like the Island Boys, come and go, which they never had anything to bring anyways.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, let's land this plane. I'm sweating out here in the sun. I think that's about it. I've exhausted. You got anything else you want to talk about or go over, and we can kind of hit? I think that's our episode for today. Again, we're not preaching politics or religion here. We're just talking and asking questions that normal down the middle people would, where you don't take sides on either one, other than what's good for ourselves as an economy, as people, and all that, and as individuals, the way we think. Yeah, we're about freedom, about independence, and about them working for us, not us working for them.
Being smart.
So that's it. But if you like this episode, go to any of our other platforms. Go to storefrontier.com/Andy's Room. You can get a t-shirt. Those t-shirts do help fund my gas tank to go to do shows and keep the show on. And actually it goes to the show because we do have fees to keep this show up and broadcast it, which I incur, and I need to sell t-shirts in order to fund that, not just my gas tank. I can deal with that. We need to keep the show going, but other than that, you can get you a shirt. I've got all kinds of shirts. I got garbage pail shirts. I've got I did a Choco Taco shirt for men and for women. It's like it says it's got the Choco Taco picture, and it says now you want my taco. Now that it's been canceled, there's the Fat Thor Podcast T-shirt, which supports please go get a Fat Thor Podcast T-shirt. If you get one and take a picture with it, we will put you up on our site on Instagram and Facebook, and thank you. And we will talk about you, and especially if you follow us And who knows, a lucky person may come on here and have a roundtable conversation with us on one of our future podcasts. We are going to be scheduling some guests here in the near future, some comedians and other folks to come on here to talk shop comedy, the world, what is going on, and especially how gas and how this economy is affecting entertainment and why people are going, hey, why does comedians cost more now? Because we need gas and food.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta get there somehow.
Yeah, exactly. And visit our buddy Jody at TikTok at Midget Mafia OG. TikTok at Midget Mafia OG. Go see him there, follow him there. He's got thanks to all his stuff, including his Midget Mafia business down in, is it Harrelson or Gay? I always forget where you're at. Harrelson. Okay, I thought I had it right the first time. Down in Harrelson, Georgia, or just follow him on TikTok. He's probably going to have some shirts and some things for his stuff as well coming down the pike. So we'll look out for that. Let you know how that goes and where that is at and available. Other than that, we thank you for listening. Anything else you got to say, Jody?
Good to go. I appreciate y'all.
Good job. All right. We'll see you next week, next time here on the Fat Door Podcast. Again, we're going to do it whenever we can, probably middle afternoon if you're going to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and all that. We may go to just recording and putting it out there. We're looking at different things. And again, we're just trying to make this dream a reality of getting through this world and entertaining you, as well as fulfilling some dreams and some hopes and some things that we have personally to accomplish in this world. Other than that, from Jody, from me, Andy Gunnin, here at Fat Door Podcast, we appreciate you. Please follow me on Instagram at Andy Gunnin. All the follows help because followers gets me bookings. It's true. Anyways, we'll talk to you later. See you guys. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will be back here talking more about BS and all the weird stuff that happens to us. See ya.